Welcome to Hard to Target. I'm Robin Riddick. This is my family, Claire, Braden, and Hadley.
And our goal is to make you hard to target.
Today we'll talk about spatial and kinesthetic awareness. It's a foundation of self-defense. We have to sense something's up before we can deal with it, right? As we make our way in the world, it's wise to know what opportunities or dangers are right around us. Otherwise, we can miss some important things, beautiful things, important messages, or, on the not-so-good side, we can fall in a hole. Someone who would attack you or me isn't reasonable or sporting. They don't want us at our best. They want to surprise us or catch us unprepared. Predators in the wild aren't looking for a good fight or challenge. They want an easy target. They're like wolves prowling for prey, and there are certain characteristics they look for. So let's say you and I are feeling bored and want a super self-defense challenge. Here's our strategy. Every morning, we'll find a long trail in the deep woods, and we won't take a partner along or anything. And we'll make sure to go the same time every day. That way, if a wolf is prowling around that territory, he can get our pattern down and plan ahead. We'll end each day by scoping out some big, dark parking lots, making sure to park as far away from the store as possible, of course, and for bonus points, we'll try to find a spot under a street light that's been blown out. If we live at a college campus or a big city and find ourselves heading home late at night, we won't walk with our friends or find lighted paths or anything like that. What we will do is find every creepy, dark pathway we can, making sure to cut through the woods or back alleys whenever possible. Location checked. Next, let's make sure we're distracted. Maybe looking on our phone or a grocery list, counting cash as we go along. The main thing is that we look totally unaware of what's going on. Now, let's really bait our trap by looking compliant or weak on top of all that. We'll slouch over, look at our toes, scuff along when we walk, things like that. That way, if a wolf happens to be around, he'll try to nab us, and we'll give him the biggest surprise of his wolfy life. Fun to think about, but since our mindset is warrior, not fool, our real plan will be do exactly the opposite of everything I just said. We don't want to be distracted like this guy, lost in our phones or headphones on top of that, oblivious to our surroundings, thinking, I don't want to miss out on whatever's on this phone. We want to be where we are. We put our phone away, but we still don't want our posture to say, easy victim here, right? Looking here, you can see that a sunken posture just looks not ready for a challenge. And let's think in terms of being ready, not just looking ready. Where our body goes, our mind and will go. The reason predators scout for isolatable people whose eyes and bodies are sunk down, that's called interviewing, is because this posture signals a potential weak will or disengaged mind that probably won't even see the first hit coming. On the other hand, check this out. Look at that firm countenance, that straight-up stance that says, I am ready for this day. Of course, at my house, it also might mean, did you put your dish in the dishwasher? Now check out this warrior. He's got a strong posture and a look that says, hey, I'm a friendly guy, but I've got a justice vigilante living in my soul, and he's just aching to test out his fists of fury on any criminal foolish enough to attack me. A good posture is going to turn you and me into Bruce Lee. Nah, just kidding. You need some training to go with it, but it will make us aware and ready for whatever good thing or challenge comes our way today. Here's how to do this, even when you're scared. Picture an imaginary string attached to the top of your head. Now, imagine lifting that string straight up and letting it draw your head, your eyes, and your shoulders up into a solid vertical plane. Let it especially draw your eyes up from the ground so you can see straight out in front of you. From here, relax your knees and roll your shoulders back just a bit. Check that your head is right over your waist, and you're ready for action! Okay, we've done a lot of work to get our eyes up and our mind in the game of life, so we want to hold on to that when we start walking. A lot of people get into trouble right here. We start off looking great, but as soon as we start moving, we lose everything. Eyes back down in a tool or in our toes, brain wandering off into yesterday or tomorrow, and we become super victim. Next time you go out somewhere, check how many people do this. You feel like you could walk up right behind them, make a funny face or bunny ears, and they'd never even know you were there. And here's the thing. People who go around with their heads down all the time, they really are relying on the goodwill of other people. Now, most people are benevolent, but you and I know some people aren't. Why go around with a target on my back if I can make just a few changes and be up and ready for action? Add some good self-defense tools into your toolbox, and you'll really feel a difference in your confidence. You ever notice how in scary movies, somebody always ends up walking face first right into the monster? And it's silly, right? Because to be there, the monster has to be right in plain sight beside the camera. The audience can't see it because the camera is using focal vision, not ambient vision. But the person should see him easily, like right here. That could never happen in real life, right? No one's that oblivious. It turns out the movies are right. We totally do this all the time. We go around town paying little attention to where we're going. Checked out mentally, we're falling prey to nefarious metropolitan enemies all over the place, like swimming pools, walls, staircases, and all sorts of other urban obstacles that try to get us when we're not paying attention. Unfortunately, those aren't the only things out to get us. You'd think, with enemy glass doors and stairs getting us all over the place, people would team up and help keep each other safe. But nope. On top of that, we got nutballs running around attacking people randomly just because they can. Check it out here. This guy just waylays the other guy going along just because he sees him and thinks, hey, here's somebody not paying attention, I'll get him. And look at this. This guy's a total creep. Kicks that lady right down the stairs. He could have killed her. And look here. Here's a mom walking her child up the stairs. I'll just snatch her purse and drag them both down the concrete. And here, a day at the used car lot gets even more painful than expected with a surprise bat to the head. We've got to keep our eyes up and not give out so many easy targets. And here's a special tip. If someone does ever swing a bat to your head, step to the side. Putting your arm up, it's better than giving him your noggin. But your arm probably can't take a bat and be in much shape to keep helping you out. We're almost ready for a challenge. But first, let's talk a little more about focal and ambient vision. When we're reading, we use focal vision. Our eye lens changes shape to help us discern the letters. But when we're just walking around town, it's best to use ambient vision as our default, and then just focus in when we need to. What I'm showing here is an ambient vision drill. Notice how far back behind me my partners have to be before I can't see them. And by the way, I can still hear them. On the other hand, when I bury my nose in a phone, they have to be right in front of me before I have a chance of noticing them. Ambient vision helps us see a far wider view than focal vision does. We can practice this at the grocery store or for a real challenge on Black Fridays after Thanksgiving. Now you and I are smart, so let's put all this together and see if we can help this victim here. You can see this is not a good situation. She's just signal flaring several marks of a great victim, right? All alone in the woods, no hiking partner in sight, eyes down, plodding along without any purpose, headphones on top of that. But here's the same situation with our girl in power-up mode. She's still alone, and that's a risky choice, but her eyes are up. Headphones off, she's ready to take charge, and she's got some power moves of her own in her toolbox, and she's not afraid to use them. Then, once she's disrupted his attack with her lightning, our girl doesn't stick around. She's out of there, headed to the nearest populated area.
And now we face our fears.
Thanks for watching today's video. We hope it helps you become harder to target. And we really appreciate your help getting it to other people who you care about. You can help us do that by liking, subscribing, or just passing it on to someone else. And remember, the best way to fight evil in the world is to do good in the world. Okay, that was good. That's good. Excellent.
This is not a good idea.
Maybe slow.
No, Atticus. Where's Miley at? Okay, go down the hill, dum-dums.
All right, run, run. That was a great looking punch.
Deux, trois.
Don't do that. I can't concentrate if you did it. Right, here we go.
Oh, look.
Look where?
Behind the bush.